Trying to zoom in, Jon, except it's a little bit like blurry. I don't know what's going on with my camera. Maybe I needed to give it a little bit of a wipe. Sorry, folks who are tuning in. There we go. Perfect.
You can use a lid-free cloth.
It's okay. It's my cell phone camera. So for those who are tuning in right now, this is Jon, a friend of mine who's also a fellow food writer, food lover, I guess, food explorer.
Yes.
That's that proper,
yes,
right? And so Jon and I were chatting about just regular stuff because that's just what we normally do. And somehow I'd said, Jon, I know that you really like eating gross things because you've written about it in the past. So I'm going to get Jon to explain what that means.
Well, I like eating things that are disgusting.
Like, what do you mean?
If the food tastes good, I hate it. If it's terrible, I love it.
So when you say if it's terrible, you don't have to look here because I know he's a little bit nervous about being on Periscope. I love how it's just my shoulder right here. This is a little delayed.
Okay.
So just look at the snacks. What is the grossest thing that you've eaten, or I guess hypothetically gross? Because I mean, most food people eat it for a reason. It's probably nutrition or it's cultural, and it's not necessarily disgusting. Like today's things, I think they're all delicious, but I know a lot of people might have issues with eating things like, I don't know, squid, which we'll have different incarnations of.
Okay.
But what is the strangest, I guess, or the least normal thing that you've had today?
I actually don't love disgusting food, but I do think that eating in general is kind of just gross when you actually think about it. And so when I started doing my Eating Gross Things column, I was just kind of playing around with the notion of grossness and what gross is and what people think is gross. I always think it's weird when people are super picky about food. I don't really understand it because I feel like the best culinary experience are always when you feel weirded out by what you're about to eat, and then you try it and you're surprised by it and it's a new experience.
All right, so what is the strangest, or one thing that you thought by, I guess most people would say is not delicious and you found very delicious?
For sure, it's the Filipino delicacy known as balut.
And I don't know if everyone out there knows what it is, and if you are tuning in, let us know what the strangest thing you've eaten. I know today we've got a whole host of Asian snacks, and balut is from a Filipino, I guess, is it a delicacy more so than a snack food?
I don't know.
But what is it, if you want to explain to everyone?
It's a partially developed duck egg. So you eat this thing, and it's kind of like an egg, but it's got stuff in it. It's just full of like duck parts.
Oh, not balut. I know that we've got someone saying it's a delicacy, but I know some people are kind of weirded out by it because it's a fertilized duck, but not quite fully developed. But I hear it's really it's a little culture crazy, but I hear it's very umami based, like very meaty, like brothy almost, but with bits of duck, I guess.
I think I need to explore balut a little bit more because I had it at a food stand, and I'm pretty sure they were just serving it as a novelty for white people.
Like you.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Not
white.
Racist or anything.
I can't hide it. I would love to not be white, but I'm white. So there, I'm coming out of the closet. I'm white.
And we've got someone who's telling us that it tastes like chicken soup, which sounds really delicious. But I guess it's just, again, it's the idea of it being an unfertilized duck egg.
It's just kind of weird. It's got weird textures. It's just a little odd, but like, I would eat it again.
So there you go. At least you know with Jon, he's not afraid of trying those, I guess, cultural delicacies from some cultures, but where others might feel it's kind of strange. So why don't we get into some of the things that we've got today? I know those who've joined in at the very beginning. Thank you so much for kind of logging in. If you've got, some of them have feathers too. I guess you didn't get a feather.
I think I got little bits of feathers.
I didn't get trapped in your teeth, did it?
No.
Okay, so we'll see what gets trapped in your teeth here today.
Okay, hopefully something, because that would be gross, and that would be good.
So, We've got a whole bunch of things. We've got some candies, we've got some cookies, we've got some chips and miscellaneous things. I just came back from Thailand where I was psyching Jon out about things that I'd seen in the market and obviously that I've brought back, not just for my personal consumption, but also to share with friends. Friends who enjoy things like this, and then maybe friends who might not have tried things like this. So most of these, I know Jon can pick up the box. And it's in Thai. I can't read Thai because I'm not Thai, but surprise, do you know what that is?
I'm white. I can't read that.
All right. So we're going to go through a whole bunch of these things, and if you're going to stay tuned with us, that's great. Let us know if you've had any of these, or maybe if you have other suggestions, because I'm sure Jon would be open for that for a round 2, right? Round 2? But in the meantime, if you want to share this broadcast, that'll be great, because I know the more people we get involved in, the more we'll hear about what other kind of snacks that we should try. So, should we start off kind of tame?
You take me at whatever
I'll
direction you think we should go. I have a question though.
Yes.
Is this all Thai, or did you get other?
No, I have a few
stuff?
others. So there's a couple little items from Hong Kong, so more Cantonese, and then there's a few things from Japan which are going to be our major.
Okay.
You're going to enjoy that. That's going to be fun.
Good.
So why don't we start with something that I think you're going to be totally cool with. I brought this back. It was full sheets originally, and I'm going to have you try and tell me what you think it is.
Okay.
Because I know that by packaging, besides the Ziploc bag that I used to seal the bag, you don't know what it is.
I have no idea what this is.
So I don't know if you do the whole 5 senses thing, smell, touch.
I'll use a few of them.
Okay.
So should I just break a piece?
Yeah,
off?
break off a piece. And anybody who's seen this, if you are on my Twitter, you'll probably see that I tweeted about this yesterday, which is awesome. Is he scared? You look like
it's something pork related.
That's
it's
a big
skin.
Asian thing. Yes, it is.
Yeah.
It's the whole bag of full crackling.
And it's delicious.
See? But if you saw this...
This isn't gross. I'm mad at you.
But somebody could see this and they're like, that looks like weird cardboard paper.
No.
But it's good, eh?
I would eat this literally all day long.
Okay, so I'm going to hide this because
Can I just have some more?
You can have some more. But before we get started, started on finishing off this, let's continue on that same roll, literally, with this. So I know it's kind of empty right now. Some of you may be going, what was there? And I'm going to show you closer to the camera. Like I mentioned, it is on the line of the pork. So if we look on the side of the corner, if you can see, I don't know if you can see the writing, but it's called a rolled wafer with silky pork. And I know that when I was in Thailand, some of my fellow travel mates, when they tried the silky pork, they're like, what is this? And it was really hard, I guess, the texture to get through. So now we're going to test your other sense.
Okay.
Because I know you eat pork. I know you enjoy pork.
So this is like crispy pork,
yeah.
And this is silky pork.
Silky pork, but inside a wafer roll.
Okay. So the silky part is inside.
Yeah. So it's all this, is this stuff, if you look right here, which I think is delicious, that's like floss. And that's exactly what it is, pork floss.
So this smelled exactly like pork.
Mm-hmm.
This doesn't smell like pork.
It probably smells sweet, I would imagine.
Yeah.
Okay, go for it, Jon.
It's definitely not silky.
Well, I guess they're talking about the texture of like what we call it in Cantonese, pork floss. So it looks like cotton candy, except it's made out of pork and not sugar.
I would never guess this was pork. It just tastes like a wafer of some sort.
But do you...
It's like candy.
Do you enjoy it?
Yeah, not as good as that. This is the best so far.
Well, one of two, right? We just started, but we got a lot of things, but it's not offensive.
No.
And that's the one thing, is that maybe it's because it's tucked inside a little wafer cookie, but I know that some who have seen the pork floss, and I wish I had a bucket of it here, and it looks loose. It's just like brown cotton candy, but they're like, that's weird, especially if it's from meat. But that's something that in Cantonese cuisine we put on our congee. Sometimes we stick in, if you go to a Cantonese bakery, between bread, like buns, the Chinese buns, you can find it there with maybe some mayo or some butter. It is good. So when you see it in the Chinese grocery store, pick some up. Try it. Stuff it in your face. It may be your new addiction.
Okay.
All right. I'm glad Jon is with me.
I'm pretty sure that's my new addiction.
If you can find it, let me know.
And I don't need a lot of more addictions.
So here's the other thing. So we're graduating from one that I would think is like a level out of a scale of 10 of challenging if we were to say, I don't know, challenging not in the sense of disgusting, but challenging as in wrapping your head around. This, I would think, because of the cookie, is maybe a level 2, because you may be like, what's inside that wrapper? This, I think, is a little bit more level 6, because if, John, you look at it, what does it look like?
It looks like clumps of dirt or something. It looks like dirt.
So do you think it's dirt?
Mud. It looks like mud sticks. Mud sticks.
Okay, so remember, I'm doing this in a very logical form because my background is in science, so I'm trying to get you, you know, kind of wrapping your head up in a way. Maybe I just mix things up so that it just really messes you up.
You try that.
But I've already got this going in this roll, so literally another roll. If you want to smell, if you want to...
It smells dry. I know that doesn't make sense, but
so I have to say that
like
Jon
sand.
is the most obvious. Like he says about, it looks like it's brown and it looks like it's hard. Here, why don't you try it? So remember, I'm doing this in a logical way. We started off with pork skin, and then we had a roll that was filled with pork floss.
It smells a little bit like dog biscuits. It just does. I don't mean that in a bad way.
Oh wait, have you ever tried dog biscuits?
Probably.
All right, let's see what this from this, because it is a little dry.
Okay. It kind of feels like my mouth is full of sand.
So none of it, like.
Well, I'm really bad at naming flavors.
So you know what the stuff that you were wondering what was filled in this? This is pork floss, but normally pork floss is very loose and fluffy. This version I found in Thailand, which I'd never seen myself because I know the loose fluffy kind, is one that's just compacted against each other, so it's now a snack stick.
It's sand.
But the texture is like this, usually more fluffy, but the flavor of the pork is this.
I'm hitting you with crumbs.
Thanks, Jon. I'm sharing great food with you, and instead you're just spitting on me. Wait, is that inappropriate?
No.
Okay. So that's what this is. So I'm not quite sure what the English equivalent name is. Oh, but it looks like my periscope is frozen.
You want to fix it?
Mm-hmm. You enjoy this and tell us what it's like when I spit everything out.
I definitely am going to need more water.
That's my second roll. I feed Jon and I also keep him hydrated. Let me get some water. So how would you describe that? Because we're still on a go. It's just this that's frozen.
It tastes like, it's like eating sand. That's the only thing I can think of. And it's got a tiny bit of sweetness to it. And it tastes weird too.
Weird?
It tastes a little weird.
So wait, does that mean you've eaten sand before? Because you sound like... He's like, it tastes like eating sand. But I can tell you for sure that I've never actively eaten sand myself.
It smells dry. It tastes dry. It is dry. It's just dry on multiple levels. Smelling it made me thirsty. Thank you. Thanks for the water. It can't be intended to be eaten plain.
You know what? I'm not quite sure, but I do know that when I brought it back, a few people had seen it and they're like, "Oh, we recognize it," and I was dumb enough not to follow up by how do you normally eat it. I just assume you eat it like this. Maybe when you have tea or something.
That was like the best sip of water I've ever had.
But now, how does it taste in your mouth? Does it taste brothy?
Actually, now that you mention it, it does. It tastes a little bit brothy.
So...
It tastes like a dry broth.
How is that possible?
I don't know. It just is.
Okay. Which is your preference?
That one.
Out of these two?
This one.
Okay.
First, second, third.
Okay. Someone's enjoying this and I'm almost choking on this because it's just really dry. Okay. Fourth thing. Do you recognize what this is? Maybe I should show.
I'm pretty sure I know what that is.
What is it?
It's pig ears, isn't it?
No, it isn't.
Oh. I felt so sure of myself.
Try open it up and do your usual thing.
It's something.
They're delicious.
It's something with pigs. It's a pig part of a. It's part of the pig body.
Why would you say it's something with pigs?
Because it just looks like a bag of pigs.
Oh, I thought it was because I set them up already with 3 pig items.
I'm gonna have to rip this.
That's totally cool. As long as it doesn't roll all over the floor, I'm cool with it.
Well, okay. It doesn't smell super porky, but it looks like bacon, like a bacon roll. Like if I wanted my wedding ring to be made of bacon, that's what it would look like.
You're not the only one who thinks it's something pig, so I'm gonna bring this up closer so you can see. I don't think it looks like pig at all. I think it looks very obvious what it is.
Well, it's not like I know very much about food. I only write about it. I don't know about it.
Oh, the reality comes out. You know this. This is something you have probably every day. I love it when it's so obvious, but you're trying to make it more complicated.
No, there's not a lot that I eat every day. There's like eggs.
Mm-hmm.
Are these eggs?
Why are you trying to be a child, like being a rotten kid? But you're enjoying them.
They're okay. They're could be number 2 so far. Is this supposed to be dessert or
it could be dessert. It depends on how much you eat. I guess dessert can become dinner nowadays, right? We've probably written about that too.
This is a dessert.
It's banana chips.
Oh, that's not weird.
Well, you thought it was pork and you couldn't identify it was banana, so that's weird.
See, now you're throwing me for a loop. I'm expecting all this weird stuff, and you're like, oh, I got bananas.
But it's fun. It's just
bananas are literally the most normal thing.
Mm-hmm. But what did you think? You thought it was like you couldn't figure out what it was.
No.
See, that was a thing. That was a reset. It was a reset. So nicely done.
I'm mad.
Don't be this. Okay, so Jon is like the most stoic guy that I know of. We've established that when we went to eat out together, and I guess the really nice bartender server who was keeping us company in that sense, right? He was like, this guy, he was the one who called you stoic, wasn't he?
Everyone calls me stoic.
Anyway, so we're going to make him crack a couple of smiles here.
No.
Yeah.
Not with bananas, you're not.
And now he's angry, but his angry face looks exactly the same.
I come here expecting squid and weird stuff, and you put bananas.
All right. Okay. Fine. So why don't we get on to the next thing? I don't think you've had this one before, but we're going to do the graduation of things too. I really like these. You can kind of find them in most Asian markets here now, but in Thailand, where they originate from, it's definitely a lot more economical, so I kind of loaded up on a few, but they had a few different variations, which I've never found here, so I think the only thing you can read from this is that it's a big sheet.
Yeah.
So you don't have to eat the whole big sheet, you can take off a bit, but try it.
Okay, it's definitely seaweed.
Yeah. But you've had seaweed before, like around sushi or anything like that, but this is delicious.
What's special about this seaweed? It's
Try
like
it.
a little spongy. It's seaweed foam.
It's a deep fried seaweed chip. Anything fried is super delicious. But this is like, it's got all the ridges and bubbly texture, and it's light and crisp and airy.
There's a little bit of spice in there.
And this one, because it is red with chili, it's a little spicy. So, yeah?
This is yummy.
So now how do you rank everything? Some people think
these, I'm not counting these. They're bananas. I don't want anything to do with those.
What do you have against fruit? Fruit are good for you.
They're too normal.
It's got potassium and other good things. Great after a workout, too. I don't know. Same with chocolate milk, apparently.
I like that, the pork sheet.
I think anything fried, it looks like so
And then
soft.
these things. Obviously, I like sheets.
You like
I really like sheets. I think everything should be a sheet. Maybe I would even like the banana if it was a sheet instead.
It was a sheet before it was rolled up.
It's not now.
Look at this. This is what I have to work with.
No,
so it looks like
it's a coil.
So Jon apparently is very, I guess, can you be racist against a shape? Like a shape, like a...
You could be racist against people who like little red apples.
What's that?
I don't know, Doug Ford said that once.
Okay. Well, we'll just kind of move on from there, because that just sounds like that could get us in trouble. So, on the same line, because it is from the same company. So if you recognize this brand, Hi from the UK. Thanks for joining in. I don't know if you got some of these snacks where you're from in your markets. I know we live in Toronto, and I know I might not have been able to put on a GPS tag on this Periscope, but in Toronto we've got, the great thing is that it's a very diverse community, and we do have a lot of grocery stores that do offer many ethnic snacks, I guess. But these are the ones that I have right now, aren't things that I found here locally at our market. So, yeah, you miss seaweed, you gotta stock up, like where I am too, right? Whenever you find some good stuff. So, for those who are tuning in right now, we are here with Jon, my friend, who likes to eat. Well, I know the funny part is that he's my friend right now, who likes to eat, period, but is also very open to eating. I don't want to call them gross.
Everything but bananas.
Apparently everything but bananas. What do I make? I didn't make any of these. I just bought these. So
can I have another pork sheet?
No, we can wait till later. We have to eat other things. So anyway, getting back to the program, I guess as we say around here, these other boxes are from the same brand, and I've never seen this before, which I think is really great. You've got some great things across. That's fantastic. And hello Mexico too. We're here in Toronto, and we're going to eat some more stuff. So, Jon has a choice, because we can go from this to see what he likes. You can either try one that has, like, a seafood tom yum flavor.
Okay.
Yeah, I am a nice friend, am I not? No. And then...
look at all that stuff.
And then another one that's seafood.
Yeah, that's definitely the one I'm eating.
Okay, so he likes to eat random weird things, so we're going to do this. This is the one you chose. Seafood.
Okay, cool.
Seafood, and you recognize those seaweed strips, right?
If a banana pops out of this thing, I'm leaving. Okay.
We have a question from, I guess, Big Coconut, who says, if Trump wins the presidency, can you move in with us? Well, he can maybe move in with you, right, Jon? We don't live together, but we're friends. Jon might have a... Don't open it up. Just
I don't know how to work.
He's like breaking it apart.
I don't know how to work this thing. It's complicated.
All right.
It's a sandwich.
It's a sandwich. So Jon says a sandwich is complicated. This is what it looks like. Is this supposed to be candy? No, I think it's supposed to be like a... What would you call it? A mess, apparently.
This is my favorite.
So Jon says this is his favorite. Jon looks shy. Are you shy, Jon?
Probably.
Jon's
I'm
a
weird.
good sport.
I'm weird. Does that count?
I don't know. He's stoic, too.
I'm really weird.
So this is more of a savory snack, I think you would call it, because it's got bits of seaweed.
This is really good.
There's more.
I want more.
There's more. Go for it. So Jon at first was like, what is this seaweed flat thing? And he likes apparently flat foods. And if you look closely inside, I broke it apart so that you can kind of see the filling. It's like dried shrimp and I think shallots.
This is the greatest invention ever made.
It's good, eh?
Yeah.
It's good stuff. It is a little bit...
Why didn't I think of this?
I don't know. Why didn't you think of it? You're asking me something that you have to ask yourself.
That's a good point, Renee. The first good point you've made all day.
Oh, that was kind of mean, right? I think I should feed him some more sand pork biscuits, apparently. It's a fish liver crack. No,
yeah, that was good.
It's dried fish, I think, and also dried shrimp, which I know some people can feel is kind of gross, but it's pretty. It's true.
Yeah, I'm just laughing.
So you're laughing.
I'm not laughing at you. It's funny.
So it's a little bit fishy, like briny.
Yeah, it's great.
Like if you opened up a can of salmon or a tin of salmon.
Basically, everything on this picture is just the best thing that exists.
That's true. So I'm gonna show it. The picture shows like mussels and fish and shrimp, lobster. Basically the shells, I guess, that sort of flavor, and it's kind of carried through in the rest of it. So if you're interested,
the fact that I have to go to an Asian grocery store to find something like that is just, it's dumb. I should be able to go anywhere. People should be walking up and down the subway with bags of those for sale. I shouldn't have to move.
I feel like if you maybe find... Now you're just being demanding.
I should... When I go to
he doesn't
McDonald's,
want to move.
I want that
he
at
wants
McDonald's.
people just to put it right in his mouth. Maybe masticate it for you a little bit and help you swallow it too, right?
Well, that wouldn't hurt, but I mostly just want that all the time. I'll chew it. If
so you've upgraded from pork crackling all the way to seafood-filled seaweed
Yeah, I'm
snacks.
bored of that now.
He's like, what is
I don't want
what
that
is
anymore.
what is pork crackling? All right, so we've got those out of the way. I don't know if you want to try another flavor. I think the most
this is
slimier one is this one.
It's just like normal stuff. I don't it's like vegetables.
This is a hard
I
case
don't need
here.
to eat more vegetables.
All right, so since you like seafoody things, why don't we move on to Pretz sticks? So Pretz is like a Japanese brand. So this is a little bit Japanese meets Thai.
Okay.
Wait,
it's both?
Well, it's the brand I know from Japan or from, I guess it's probably an Asian brand. I'm sure they have offices all over the place. But these are only in Thai because the flavors are only in Thai, and Thai flavors, and I only found them in northern Thailand, so not even Bangkok. The Bangkok version, the packaging is different. So you choose which one you want to start with first.
Pretzels?
They're kind of. I'm going to show everyone else what kind flavors. So one side it's in Thai, which neither of us can read, and the other side at least has the hint with the label. You've seen those online. I guess I've seen a few places online where you can buy. I think it's for all of us who are nostalgic or want to get hard to find snacks. Don't look at the screen because you can't see what kind they are. Okay. Which one? Oh, which one? Red or
Than green.
okay, so we're going to do both either way.
So I didn't actually have a choice. You're just
you get to
tricking
start.
me.
Yes. So open it.
Okay.
And we'll see how much you like it. Because if he likes it too much, they're just going to be like, okay, forget the other box. Because John's just going to sit here and eat all of them.
I saw what it is.
You did?
I saw
Oh,
the
crap.
flavor.
I wasn't supposed to show him the other side, and I did. I was too excited.
They're very skinny.
You look very dainty eating those, John.
Thank you.
Would you like to have some tea with your little finger?
These are decent.
So Pretz sticks, actually, these are actually thinner than the ones that I normally have bought that are the Japanese brands. These are like super skinny. 3 at once.
I went 3 at once.
They taste
It tastes a little bit like ramen,
really good.
instant ramen.
I think that's the thing, is that they're like kind of butter biscuit sticks, and then they're coated in like MSG. I'm pretty sure it's MSG. It tastes like the ramen.
You're poisoning me right now.
So that's the gross thing, apparently, according to Jon, MSG. John also does not like to drink Starbucks coffee. What else?
No,
because he thinks that's gross.
I don't like Starbucks coffee because it's actually gross. Like, for real. Not cool gross. But I love MSG.
Yeah, okay,
I was just kidding about the poisoning thing.
Okay, so you can eat more.
I have MSG in my kitchen and I cook with it all the time.
Oh, really? Do you just add things to it? Like,
I just put it on everything.
It's an easy way to season. Apparently, it gives you umami. So they are really small, and you just eat them as a snack. I just think of chips. That's how I'd have them.
Yeah.
Like late at night, in the afternoon, sitting with a friend who's really critical and steals them from your hand. What was that?
Well, you're waving it in my face, so I got hungry.
So did you want to try the other flavor, or is it you want to move on?
Okay, let's try the other one.
I think he likes it. I think that's... So what do you have as a favorite so far?
They're addictive.
They are. See? That's the one thing I also find with Asian snacks, too, is that texture, flavors, even size. Like, size makes a difference. Here you go. You can open this. So excited for John to try some of these other things. We're moving. We're moving up. We're getting him warmed up. We don't want to get him all grossed out first. I wish I had a camera that just shows. Maybe you should turn your head and do a side profile so that everyone can see you enjoying.
Think I can eat a whole one? Am I going to choke on it?
You're going to choke on it. I heard a weird choke stuff. Alright, let's move on.
This is, it tastes a little spicy, and I feel like there's familiar flavors going on, but I don't know what they are.
This one looks like the brand itself says it's Pad Chai seafood. So I think it's a seafood. I guess a noodle, because pad is a noodle. So it's probably a spicy seafood noodle. If you haven't noticed the trend, it's seafood, and I guess that's the one thing that Asian cultures like a lot too. Pork, seafood.
Well, they're the two best things in the world.
Well, there you go. That's why Jon is an honorary Asian, at least for tonight.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
I really appreciate that.
Well, I'm happy to have you in the fold, of our little party of two.
But when can I stop being an honorary Asian and become a real Asian?
That you'll have to ask the audience, right? Okay, so next up, I don't know if you know what it is, but I know I picked it up because it had puzzle bits in the back, and sometimes it's all about the packaging and marketing. Don't eat the puzzle bits.
Are those hashtags?
I have no idea. Oh, I never thought of it. I just thought they were just like a game puzzle bit. But it is a, how would you pronounce that?
Kokori balls.
Yes.
Did I do it?
But all I know is it's 100% guaranteed original flavor. What the original flavor is, I guess we'll find out.
We'll see about that.
So go ahead. Again, this is from... no, don't do that. You're going to crush it, and then they're going to go everywhere, and then you can't...
But that'd be fun.
Are you going to try to catch it with your mouth?
I can't open that.
Okay, Jon also has a problem with apparently opening chips. Oh.
Okay, thanks.
You're welcome.
That's all I wanted you to do. You don't have to rub it in. Okay. This is pork related too. This is pork.
No, I think it has octopus. I think it's like a... They're kind of like corn pops.
Yeah.
Like really big corn pops that are kind of burnt on the outside.
They totally taste like corn pops.
Jon and I also have apparently the same thing where we relate foods that we taste to things that we know from before.
Well, as soon as you say something, I start thinking about it, and I'm like, yeah.
Jon also thinks Renee is the best.
Me?
You said as soon as I say something, you also feel the same, right? Notice how Jon just eats more of those kokori balls. Thanks, Jon.
I'm not answering that question. I'm just going to eat more balls.
That can be taken in so many weird ways.
Maybe if you're weird.
No, I'm just gonna
keep eating balls.
I'm just gonna move on with the next thing. So I don't know,
where is it?
I don't know if I'd buy that because it's kind of tastes burnt. Well, I bought it, but I mean, if I'd buy it again. But like I said, I bought it because I saw. Well, number one, I didn't recognize what was on here, so I'm always curious about certain snack foods. But then I saw, like, plastic puzzle bits. I don't know. Not to say I'd eat that, but it's just looks like fun.
So after eating some of this stuff, I've come to the conclusion that these sand sticks are terrible.
What? They're delicious.
No, these are the worst.
But just because of texture.
They're worse than the bananas. So I'm gonna switch these out. The bananas can come back.
It's kind of like, who's voted off our desert island, right?
I don't want anything to do with those anymore.
Okay, fine, then I'll eat them all. That's totally cool with me.
Thank you.
I saved you. Hi there, for everyone who's tuning in, let us know if you've eaten some of the things that we are sampling through today. You can always tweet at both Jon and I afterwards if you have other items that you think we should try, or maybe if you have feedback of things that you're seeing today that you've either tried or you think are challenging to eat, or maybe that you'd like to try too. Yeah, I thought you'd like those too.
No, they're terrible.
He says it's terrible, so I don't know.
It's literally sand. It's like, you might as well just pour sand straight into my mouth.
Some sand can be delicious.
Really?
I've had some edible toasted tapioca stuff that's like sand, and they flavor it. It's tasty.
Real sand. That's actual
That's
sand.
pork.
They went to the beach and put sand and sticks, and you made me eat it.
Oh, well, we're doing Periscope right now, so I guess, it's not quite YouTube, but maybe I can upload the video afterwards. But thanks so much for your feedback on that. So we've got a little bit more. Jon seems to really like his seafood. So I think these are delicious. Last time I was in Thailand, which was 2 months ago, for a personal trip, I picked these up at another 7-Eleven. And when I saw these again, I just said I have to. So I'm being really nice and sharing these with you because this is my trip.
Okay. But you like the sand, so I don't know if I trust you anymore.
Okay, so you could try it. Which means that maybe I'll get to eat them all afterwards. Because Jon's been, like, demolishing things. So I don't. Okay, I'm just gonna, before he opens it, I don't know if you can see here. On the package is dried squid. Actually, you can weigh on this because we have actual dried squid. So I want you to try the actual dried squid, and then maybe you won't think that highly of this afterwards because it'll be mild. But the actual dried squid. So this again, brought in from Thailand. This might be a little bit more difficult to open. Oh, thank goodness for a knife. I'm very.
I don't know if that knife is going to help you very much.
Well, we'll see. I don't think so either. Oh, maybe it will. There we go. You can
Can't
smell
believe that
it.
worked.
Lots of things work around it. I don't know if you want to smell first,
Yeah,
because...
Can you, like, blow it in my nose? Just go like that and...
There.
Yes, that's all I was asking for. Thanks. It's like when you're testing, when you're buying coffee beans and you squeeze the bag and the smell goes right into your brain.
Did this go to your brain, or did it just go to the back of your throat?
It kind of went into my brain. Oh, wow. These are, like, squishy.
Yeah, they're pliable. They're soft, and I think some people would feel it pungent, but I think they're delicious. Just don't have a long conversation with me afterwards, because it probably is as stinky as, like, garlic.
This is great. It was very good. It's Thai fruit.
Oh,
It's so
seafood.
funny.
It's actually squid. But dried squid. There's different versions. There's
I
ones
feel
that are
like
stringy.
these are amazing, but they're really bad for the environment.
Why would you say that?
Because how did they capture like 1 billion squid?
I think it's how they, well, we're not going to get into, I guess, Thai seafood practices, because I know that that's come up a lot in the last couple of years. But in terms of this sort of snack food, finding dried squid, which is very much in the Asian culture too. Like, we have the snacks, like a lot of it, I know I buy it, that are Japanese versions. And then some of them are roasted and flat like this, which I do like a lot. And then some are very stringy, almost like thick strands of hair, which are really delicious as well. But I find that whenever,
But they actually do have like the texture of dried fruit. It's like,
I don't know how you said that.
it's like when you buy mango, dried mango. It kind of has the same texture, but it's
See, if it is like that, let's call you on that. Is it like dried mango?
I guess we'll find out.
So not regular mango, of course. I'm in Thailand. I'm going to get some nice mangoes, not sugar-laden and dried to a crispy, hard, like candy thing. No sugar, lots of flavor. And look at John's just playing with the squid like it's accordion.
So this is also sweet and spicy and savory. It's got every flavor, every single one: sweet, spicy, savory. It's got all of them.
And seafood.
Yeah.
Which is, interestingly enough, what most people smell first, but the last thing that you've actually said it tastes like. He's going to have indigestion tonight, I tell you. There's like stuffing your face with all this. You have to chew it for sure.
Thanks for reminding me.
But in the meantime, you can chase it down with a little bit of mango palate resetter before we move on to the chips. Are most of the snacks in Asia seafood flavor? I don't think so. There's a lot of I know that lately I've found, things that taste like butter, corn, bacon, anything, you name it. It just happens to be that what I encountered on this trip, most of the stuff was. And I think that's the one thing when I was in Thailand, and most of these snacks are from Thailand, most of the things you do see is like either seaweed or seafood flavor. So it just happens to be the
It's
concept.
umami. The people who are making these snacks get that umami is awesome.
Which is an Asian thing, yeah. Here you go. Mango, reset
Can
it
you
off.
shoot that in my brain?
Look, this is what I have to work with. Next time I need you to sign a release.
It smells good.
Yeah, it's a good one. So I got this at the bottom of a Thai mall. Like, they've got some really crazy mega malls, but this one was in the Siam Paragon, which is the same place that I picked up this. But they have this huge food court area, and that's the one thing I learned when I was there, that it's not that normal Thai people would go to like restaurants or whatnot. They would go to these giant food court areas where it's just like a market full. vendors, and they cook all sorts of food, and even the grocery stores can carry a whole bunch of really nice things. And I guess this particular one was a gourmet market, so I found a lot of these really nicely packaged things that I guess for food safety's sake I didn't have to be too fearful about. But definitely, if you're talking about quality products,
these are the best dried mangoes I've ever had.
They're really good, eh? So for those
not by like a little bid, but by like a lot.
So if you'd see this, if you love mangoes, and I know a lot of people do love dried mangoes, these ones.
I need one more.
Go eat more. That's totally okay. They're called Bangkok Kiss. I think it's probably a certain variety, but they're very supple and very deep yellow orange. There's no sugar on this one. They're pliable and really moist and sweet, and it's delicious.
They're very deeply flavored too. It's like many levels of mango flavor.
So definitely not gross. Very delicious.
That's true. I'm mad at you again.
Are you gonna put them away, or you're like, no, keep them close to the
These can stay. They're that good.
So remember, Jon only wants to eat gross things or things that appear or weird gross. He didn't like the one that I guess had his gross texture, which was like sand. So that you're kind of.
It's not like sand. It's literally sand.
Which I think is totally fine. So I'm obviously not discriminatory against my food.
Maybe you have no taste.
I have plenty of. Anyway, let's get on to the next thing before this becomes a fight like this. So like I said, before we got into the squid, I was gonna go into these chips, and I think this is your time to break into it while I clean up a little.
So this looks like it says Lay's. It looks like
they're
going to.
So this is, I guess, the Lay's brand in Thailand, which makes me kind of wonder, why do we get all these like really conservative flavors here in Canada? Like plain, or sour cream, or barbecue. Like, why can't
Squid too?
it's a dried squid, like the dried squid you just ate. This is the texture.
But foamy.
Mm-hmm.
This is great.
Isn't it good?
Yeah.
So, when I bought these, I didn't know what they were really until I opened it up to try. And if you look closely, I'm sorry, Jon, you can have some more, but I'm going to show everyone first. It's like, as long as you can have some more. Their texture is light and airy, almost tapioca-like, and I think they're kind of like shrimp chips. So if you've ever had Chinese banquet and you've had the roast chicken and they have like the colorful chips on the side, those tapioca chips that are flavored like shrimp, this is, I think, the Thai version, except they're triangle shaped and they just have a little bit of that umami flavor. That's supposed to be like the dried squid, but I know we have a lot of that dried squid in our mouth, so we might not sense it as much. But if you were to eat this without that, you'll notice that it has that seafood flavor, but it's delicious.
Whoever made these snacks, they understand snacking.
It's Asians have a huge snacking culture. Like, we are
here in North America. A lot of the companies that make snacks, they just don't get what snacking's about. It's more than like just about salt
or sugar. Well, I mean, it's a balance of both, right? There's texture, there's all that good stuff. So I'm just gonna take a break here and ask Jon, do you want a little bit more water and stuff before we get into a few of the non-Thai things that I brought in?
Yeah, I think I'll take some more water.
Okay, so I'm going to get Jon some more water. He's going to entertain you with a song and dance. Because I learned just not too long ago, Jon actually used to be, or you still are a musician, right? So I'm sure you can sing. And he's like, no. Now he's
do anything.
Now he's going to show you how to eat mangoes.
Just quickly get the water so that I'm not stuck here by myself.
Here, let me have your cup. This is the thing that makes Jon the most uncomfortable, being left alone in front of the camera. And he's smiling, so awkward too. Well, why don't you tell, I guess, viewers what else that you've had, that I know you've had the fermented shark, which some people say...
Shark fin soup?
No, not... Oh yeah! So that's controversial.
Yeah, it was delicious. Thank you.
There you go. So, would that be considered a gross thing, or just questionable in terms of how some people perceive it, especially if it's not properly harvested fin. I guess that's what it would be, right? Because if you use the whole shark, I guess most of us would have not a big issue with that. But because, again, it's more about the human side of things versus the cultural thing or the taste.
Yeah, it seems to me from what I've seen on TV that shark hunting can bring out a bad side of humans. But it makes for a pretty good soup.
So there we have it. I have enjoyed it on the rare occasions when we do have it. It's not definitely something that's supposed to be an everyday thing. It's more culturally significant, but I think that's the thing, is that now it's too readily accessible, and so we see how unfortunately things have kind of turned out in the overall, like, a scheme of things. So, but Jon also says that it's okay to taste, at least.
I don't know if it's okay.
Well, I mean, to taste. It. Yeah. But it wasn't on a dare.
I can't speak for the ethics behind it.
You ordered it, and you tried it. So, all right, we're going to leave that to the side because I have a feeling that can be a whole another topic altogether. And we're going to move on to something else from Hong Kong. So this might be a little bit different and challenging for some. From a very well-known bakery, so it's our pastry shop, so it's not anything that's like weird that I found on the side of a road or anything. Actually, if anything, I found it at the airport. So, but it's they have their outlets and outposts everywhere. So it looks like this. It's just a square pastry, and it's a little bit of a riff off of, I think, like a Taiwanese pineapple cake / a Chinese moon cake. So I don't know if everyone out there knows what a moon cake is. Do you know what a moon cake is, John?
I'm pretty sure I've had it before, but
so it's basically, generally, or in the past, it was made with lard. It's like a lard pastry filled inside with a filling of lotus nut paste or red bean paste or whatever it might be. And in some instances, because of the moon cake, they'd have a bit of the salted duck yolk to represent kind of like the moon. So it's just more of a cultural thing. Google it, definitely you'll get a better story than that, but that's the kind of Cole's Notes, Renee Notes, kind of 101. This is a slightly different version. Instead, it kind of fuses those two different pastries into one. So it is a pineapple cake, but inside filled with a salted duck yolk. So if you look, you'll see that there's that pineapple filling, and then that little dot of yellow-orange, that's the duck yolk. I think the duck yolk is fantastic. I'm one of those types. I'm going to give you a quarter for now.
Okay.
I'm going to have you try it, and then I'll tell you what I associate it with after you tell me what you associate it with. And he's taking the
I'm so bad at associating.
I like how he smells things at first.
You said this is pineapple cake with a duck yolk inside.
Duck egg yolk. Not a balut, not a semi-fertilized egg.
It's good. It's not sand, so that's good. It is a little dry, but it's not sand.
And usually you'd have it with tea, so I feel like a bad hostess for not offering you tea right now.
Can you do the associating thing for me?
So, for me, I think of this like how you might have something like salted caramel, where you'd have something sweet and then something savory or salty, and then together it gives you that nice little balance. It's not really, like, it's a pastry, but it's not something that's like a dessert. So you would have this possibly, either like an afternoon tea or kind of like a little snack.
I eat it with my coffee.
Yeah, and that's perfect. So that's my association with that.
Why? It's like a biscotti almost, but softer.
Softer with a duck egg in it that's been salted and cured. So it's not really like a biscotti, because biscottis are also dry.
Yeah, they are.
Yeah, this is not so. This is a little bit more like pastry with a filling, like a jam filling, but not too sweet. You can have more if you like.
I associate it with biscotti, and I think that I'm right. That's my opinion.
It's all good. So, my other story about this is that with mooncakes, as a child growing up, my mom would always buy like the 2-yolk mooncakes, and anyone who knows about mooncakes, you can get multiple yolks, single, double, or quadruple. And to a certain point in time, where I loved them so much just for the yolks, she actually ended up buying 4-yolk mooncakes. But she'd always tease me. I don't want to say it's tease, or maybe it's scolding, saying, "I don't know what the purpose of buying a mooncake for you is. I might as well just boil all these salted duck eggs for you because all you want is just the yolk, which is very true. But it's not quite the same. Because this is like finding treasure.
I'm not as familiar with duck eggs and duck yolks as you are.
But you had blue.
Yeah, I had that.
So yay, nay, medium?
It's medium. It's okay. I didn't love it.
We tried. Alright, so on to the big finale.
Okay.
The big finale. Are you excited?
Yeah, well, you're
Can you
boosting
see?
this up.
Did you see it?
Is it that?
Yeah, there's two. So I think this is going to be the best part, just because I have a friend who just came back from Japan, literally the same time that I came back from Thailand. And when she asked me, what would you like from Japan, which is generally the same thing I've always asked any of my wonderful friends who've been always awesome to mule things back for me, is something called Corinto. But normally Corinto are much more slender and more, I don't know, like Japanese rice cracker size, at least the ones that I've gotten. So when she gave this to me, I'm going to ask you and John to tell me what you think. What do you think it looks like? Well, I'm not telling John what Corinto is.
It doesn't look super appetizing.
Be honest, what does it look like?
It looks like poo.
And we're going to make John eat it too. Are you excited?
Well, I've never eaten poo before, so maybe it's good.
I psyched you out tonight, I promised you. He's like,
is it poo? That's a yes, isn't it?
What do you guys think? Alright. I feel like this is the time to tweet. You gotta tune in now. Tune in now to watch John eat. Wait, you gotta smell it?
Oh, I know.
You gotta do all that good stuff.
This is not actually poo.
Can you read what it says in Japanese?
No. Of course not.
So how do you know it's not? You don't know. Because you have to do your whole John thing. You're gonna smell it.
You can't eat poo.
You can sense it.
You're not allowed to eat poo. Anywhere.
Who says?
I don't know, I just made that up. I don't...
He was so nervous. It's
not poo. It's not poo, it's like chocolatey.
You gotta show everyone what you're gonna put in your mouth. Like I said, I've always had them really small.
Renee has me worried that this may actually be poo, but I don't think it is.
It's dehydrated poop.
With chocolate?
No chocolate. I feel like I should do this off camera because you obviously... He's like very...
It tastes, but it's like sweet. Like there's some sweet stuff on the poo. It tastes like dates.
It's they're called Corinto. They're basically fried crackers, but covered in a lacquer of brown sugar. It's delicious, right? They just look.
They're pretty good.
They just look.
You had me worried for a second. I believed you when you said it was poo. And I kind of wish it was poo.
Are you kidding me?
No. I just want to say that I ate poo.
You can say, I ate something that looked like poo. And it was delicious.
That's not cool. Nobody's going to think that's cool.
So, a less scary looking version is this, which is just covered in brown sugar, which is just as delicious. And who doesn't like fried things? I think we've pretty much established tonight that anything that's fried, be it a chip, be it like pork crackling, be it seaweed, it's just really delicious when you fry it up.
I don't think I need any more of these.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
So out of all of it, what did you like the most, John?
Well, this seaweed sandwich filled with sea creatures.
This one, I think. Did you eat them all? Oh, you did.
I did?
I don't know. I was like that, or else there's this other
There's
version.
one more.
Oh, There you go. So he's going to show you what it looks like for those who didn't tune in earlier. Oh, it's broken. Did you break it?
No. So here's my favorite thing. It's a seaweed sandwich with stuff inside.
Oh, you can actually see it. Yeah.
You can see all the stuff inside. And I don't know what it all is, but it's all really good.
And your least favorite thing, besides being disappointed that this was not actual poo, even though it looks like it.
Well, I was mad at you for giving me bananas.
But you couldn't figure out they were bananas at first.
No, I couldn't.
See? So you never... But it was delicious.
Okay.
He's just being
No, the
a
worst
hard
was the
stuff.
sand. The worst was for sure the sand.
Just because of the texture was hard.
Nobody should eat that.
I thought it was good. I think you put it probably in congee and stuff so that it can disintegrate.
Yeah, maybe if you do that. You don't eat that stuff on its own. That's crazy.
I did. You did.
We're both crazy.
I think I'm crazy to call you a friend too. No, I'm lucky.
Probably.
But anyway, this is Jon, who's been a great sport tonight to number one join me, and now I guess we're gonna demolish some of the spread. Are you excited? Look, the stoic face is smiling. What are you gonna go for first, or only?
It's squid fruit.
Squid fruit. Wait, where is that bag? Right here. Apparently, Jon likes the squid fruit the most, so we're gonna busy ourselves with this, and maybe some beer. Maybe we'll see. This could be good with beer. Yeah. Thank you all for tuning in, and if you have any weird snacks or I don't think any of this is weird, but I know that for some it's new or novel. If you have any snacks that you've come across or that you've seen that you're kind of like, yeah, some people might think it's weird or you think it's weird, let us know. Tweet at us. Our handles are connected to the Periscope post, I guess, the title, or else just broadcast and tag us on it. Yeah, I think that's pretty much it.
Cool.
All right.